Oh, this is funny. This is funny. This is like Trump just being amazing, the amazing troll he is. And even his staff, like if it wasn't Trump that thought of this, he thought to hire people that thought of this. And so at the White House, there's that entry road up to the White House that people, the media use that road as a setup for their background of the White House shot. Like, we're here at the White House, and behind him is the White House. And it's a special area that's set up specifically for that. That's where they have to set up. So in that area, which would be behind the reporters in their shots, they put up a bunch of lawn signs like on Election Day, and it was just a line of illegals that have been arrested for violent crimes in this country, which is just fantastic. It's such a great troll. They knew to put it there where the media have to set up for their live White House shots. So they knew it would be in the shot. And I think this is MSNBC, right? They really hate shit like this. And they did a little story on it. Check this out. It's pretty funny.
White House has put up about 100 posters of what they say are unauthorized immigrants who've been arrested for violent crimes. You can see them there. They put them up on the driveway of the White House. If you look here, that's the West Wing just at the forefront, the executive mansion itself to the left. But what's particularly noteworthy about this location is it is right directly behind the positions where TV correspondents do their hits from the White House lawn. So therefore, no matter what network you're on, that includes MSNBC, if you're doing a hit from the White House right now, those pictures will be behind you. The White House doing a briefing in about a half hour about what they're doing here. White House.
Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant. Just prop up a bunch of signs and people, they have to put it in there. And I've heard that since that report came out, when they play the video now on MSNBC, they've blurred out all of the faces on the signs. Yeah. MSNBC wants to protect the identity of violent criminals. These are murderers and rapists that they're putting up on these signs. And instead of going, wow, this is a somber kind of display they put out, it really shows the tragedy that inviting these illegals into our country under the Biden administration has unloaded on the United States. But instead of saying that, they protect the identity of the most despicable criminals you could possibly imagine. That's what they're doing. And we have to listen to nonsense stories about why the approval rating of the media is down, why people don't trust the media or like it or watch it anymore, and why alternative media like X is flourishing while viewership off of MSNBC especially, but CNN, all of them, network, ABC, CBS, NBC, they're all down because of shit like this. Because Americans know, yeah, well, that's kind of a good thing. And how convenient that the White House put that up by your press locations so that way you can do stories on it and go, yes, let's pick one. This was tragic. This man released from jail in a sanctuary state. Their identity and location was not given to ICE, and he later went on to murder a young woman. And no, they won't do that. They should do that, but they won't. They'll blur the face out. Because how dare Trump put up the faces of monsters, horrific monsters? Why? Why is our viewership down? It's a concerted effort by Trump to lie about us and make us seem bad. Steve Bannon said they're going to blow up the whole thing. That means the trust that we've built with the people, they're going to lie to. No one can do that. I hope, anyway, that enough Americans, I know there's plenty of dimwits and out there, But I hope enough Americans can't really be influenced to believe the press is trustworthy and their main job and goal is to inform the people. Motion at my floodlight cam. Yeah, I can't imagine that. Someone could be convinced of that unless they're really retarded. So most people have made their own opinions. They could blame it on Trump or Bannon or anyone. Elon, alternative media. They could try to blame it on anyone, but truth be told, we see it. We see the nonsense. When you blur the faces out of people that have murdered Americans, they're here illegally, and they have murdered Americans, and they've been protected by the judicial system in these sanctuary states and sanctuary cities, local government, judges. We just saw a judge, a former judge, was arrested for harboring gang members. And a sitting judge was just arrested for interfering with ICE. Interfering in ICE's ability to arrest and deport illegals. This woman completely broke the law, knowing that this guy needed to be handed over to ICE, and she let him walk right out of the courtroom. And they had to look for him. And if that guy would have murdered somebody in the interim, what would have happened to the judge? Oh, well. She was being so nice to this guy. And then they jump on Trump. He had a sitting judge arrested. Yeah, good. No one's above the law. What happened to that? What happened to that? Trump went to trial. He was found guilty. He went through the due process. How about that? And then he's president. How's that for a go fuck yourself? I'm going to throw this. I am going to throw this thing. Oh, my God. Please. This is not the day. Oh, my God, at my best. Let's see if that works. Yeah. So this judge she should definitely have been arrested, and she should be tried and convicted and jailed. Put her in jail. But no, what again does the media do? And all these Democrat coming out of the woodwork. Oh, this is another overstep by Donald Trump. He's ripping up the Constitution. And he's taking power like a tyrannical fascist dictator. And why? Because she broke the law. How about you journalists do a fucking investigation on it? Look up the laws. Look exactly what she did. See what she was arrested for. Do that as a journalist. Instead of just crowing what your fucking owners want you to crow. No, don't. We need this to make it sound like Trump was arresting a judge because the judge didn't agree with his policies. And that's literally what they're saying. Trump had a sitting judge arrested because she disagreed with his policies. That's tyranny. No, she broke the law. She broke the fucking law, and she got arrested for it, just like anyone else should. Scumbags.